All right, good morning, everybody. This is Gagan Sarkaria here on our Friday morning Inspired Insights live stream here for you guys. And today is December 20th and is going to be one of our last, I think, last live stream for the year of 2024. Today I have William Chua here with me from Singapore. Hi, William. How are you?
Hi, Gagan. Good morning.
Very good morning. Well, good evening. It's pretty late. So thank you for being here. I want to encourage everybody to be here for this live stream because today, with further ado, I'm going to start our session. We've got a very special session as a continuation from our last week's topic of Feng Shui, where we are talking about simple tips that you can identify and look at your property, your insides and surroundings to look at what kind of energies are you existing in. Are those energies supporting you, or they are actually countering your progress and success and good health and prosperity in life? So let me introduce my team. My name is Gagan Sarkaria, and I am the founder and the owner of Gagan Sarkaria International Consulting Group, where we all assist determined entrepreneurs achieve remarkable success in life. We do Friday live streams most often, and we also do monthly energy forecasts. Armin is actually busy today, so he's not going to be able to join us, but I would love to encourage everybody watching us live and on the replay to join us on our Telegram group. Here is the QR code. Our Telegram group's name is called, the channel is called Abundance Manifestation Channel. So that should give you a clue that we are very focused on creating abundance in our life using Chinese metaphysics modalities, whether it's Feng Shui, Qigong, or any other modality that you want to talk about, Bazi, Ziwei, date selection, Yijing. A little bit about William. He is a certified Chinese metaphysics practitioner from Singapore, and he's a part of my international consulting group. He does bring decades of experience in mentoring and coaching and is very passionate about using Chinese metaphysics to elevate people to the next level in their life. So if you want to watch the part 1, simple feng shui tips that he did last week, here is the QR code for you to scan and go to that YouTube session that we did. Today, I'm going to give it back to William. He is going to talk about simple feng shui tips part 2, and he's got some exciting insights for you guys to watch. So please join us and enjoy. Thank you, William. This is all yours.
Thank you, Gagan. All right. Okay, before I go on, just want to let you know, actually, Gagan is not really feeling well. So we're going to give her a break. Okay. She cannot talk too much. So most of the time, I will be the one actually talking about it. All right. Okay. Last Friday, we talked about the simple feng shui tips, part 1. So what is the content roughly is about 3 things. First is talking about we call it the 5 types of the Sha Qi. Okay, later I will do a very brief explanation again. Then the second one, we are talking about the landforms around the house or around the building, okay, and how this landform can actually affect the energy. And then third will be the one glance you will see from externally whether your house or your property is affected by the negative it's called energy, right? So this is the 3 things we talked about last week. So this week, okay, we will talk about a little bit more in the interior. Okay, we will talk about interior. Let's go on. All right. So this will be the topic for today, right? Pardon me, this should be part 2, okay? This will be part 2, right? So 5 types of Sha Qi. Later I will explain again, a quick rundown again for what are 5 types of Sha Qi, and then we'll talk about the impact of missing sectors. Okay, what do we mean by missing sectors in all? Okay, and then of course the interior Sha Qi in a glance, right? So last week we talked about these 5 types of Sha Qi. Okay, first one we mentioned about shape Sha. Shape Sha is talking about those shapes around the buildings, okay, around the house or outside the house facing our property, which is causing Sha Qi. It's by the shape. It's different type. Sharp sharp corner, all these shape are causing a lot of problems. The second one we talk about is the sound sharp. Sound sharp, it could be those very loud noise around the house or around the building, which is also causing Sha Qi. Then the smell sharp is referring to some pungent smell or that actually causing you feel uneasy. The smell also can be a Sha Qi. And then the fourth, we're talking about light sha. Light sha, it could be the reflection of the sunlight onto a certain building or on mirrors actually into your house. So this deflection is causing your eyes to feel uneasy. So this kind of Sha Qi as well. Of course, the last but not least will be the Qi or energy Sha, whereby it cannot be seen or visible to anyone, which is maybe you can see from we call it the lopan. You can see from a lopan, or it could be some other things that actually a yin Sha that we cannot see totally. Right? So these are 5 types of Sha Qi, right? That actually I explained last week. So if you want to know more about all this explanation, please watch the part 1, right? So now, what is missing sector? Missing sector. When we talk about missing sector, look at this diagram, right? For this particular diagram, let's say this is your house. So we go and square it, and then we put into 9 boxes, or we call 9 palaces. After we square it and put into 9 boxes, you start to see some part is not the full complete, so-called a square, like this one. So this is not considered as a missing sector. This is not. It's partial. Partial, we call it partial missing. So it's fine. It's fine. This is called completely missing. Completely missing. So this southeast sector is missing on this part. This southeast sector is not really a missing. It's partial missing. When people will ask, then how much missing is considered as missing sector? If you if it's more than 2/3 of this part is missing, usually it's missing more than 2/3. But if it's less than 2/3 is missing, we don't really consider as a missing sector, right? So this is one of the diagram you can see from a house. This is called a missing sector over here, missing sector. So what is the impact of the missing sector in that case, you may ask, right? You may ask. So look at this direction. It actually have some, or we call it the annotation putting on it. Example, for southwest, it represent mother. West represent youngest daughter. Northwest represent father. North represent middle son. Northeast represent younger son. East represent elder son. And southeast represent eldest daughter. And last but not least, the south represent middle daughter. So now the question is, for father and mother is quite easily identified as in a household or when there's a father and mother. But how about when people are talking about, then who can be considered as the eldest son? Who can be the eldest daughter? It depends on your family, because certain family in Chinese tradition, they separate between the son and the daughter. So we have an elder son and elder daughter. Because to them, son is more important. So they have elder son, elder daughter. Then we can question, this for big family. What about there's only 2 children? 2 children. 1 boy, 1 girl. So consider eldest or youngest, right? For this situation, we just take it as the eldest. Both are eldest. Eldest son, eldest daughter, right? Then you say, if I got 2, then who is the middle? Would that be a middle daughter? You got 2 sons, right? 2 sons. Who is the middle? Then there won't be a middle son. There'll be the eldest son or younger son. That's it. So by this way, use a little bit of imagination to see how you're going to define eldest and youngest. There's no strict and fast rule that it must be this way. Just don't have. It really depends on situation. One do take note about this mother session. Okay, if the southwest is missing, especially there's a mother living together. So what is the key thing that if the family, if the family is trying to have a baby, example, or try to have a baby, and the southwest is missing. Southwest we also can denote by the womb. So that's to say that, just in case, that if we are trying to have a baby, and probably it's very difficult to get pregnant because of the missing sector of the southwest. Just an example. Okay. So do take a look at your house. See which corner is missing and who will be affected, okay, by this so-called missing sector. Right. So now let's go into in a glance. Okay, in a glance. So beside the missing sector, we also want to talk about odd-shaped house. Right. Odd-shaped house in terms of feng shui is a no-no. Okay, because two reasons. One, it's very difficult for you to identify where is the facing and sitting of the house, because the facing and sitting of the house will determine we call it the flying star of the house. Now, if you know about flying star, then you know how to plot the flying star. With an odd-shaped house, it's very difficult to identify where is the sitting, where is the facing. Then it's quite difficult for you to input the flying stars into the chart or into the house, right? The second reason for odd-shaped house is that you look at it, the tendency of missing sector is very high for odd-shaped house. So odd-shaped house, be careful. You can see for this example, this could be the missing part. This could be the missing sector. So the odd-shaped house is a problem for feng shui. Another example, another odd-shaped house. You can see all the sharp corners. So if I go to draw a box this way, because when you want to do a feng shui, you want to see the 9 boxes. Remember just now the previous picture we saw that we're going to box up into 9 palaces or 9 boxes. So if I'm going to square this thing up and then do 9 boxes, you realize that this part is missing, this part is missing. Likewise for this, if I'm going to square this thing up this way, okay, this maybe small part is a little bit missing, not really considered fully missing, maybe partial missing, but this part is a total missing. So for odd-shaped house, just be careful. To feng shui, try to avoid. Now, so in feng shui, you always talk about 5 factors interior. The interior part, there are 5 factors which affect feng shui, whereby these 5 factors is very important in looking into feng shui as well. So it's the bedroom, or the main door, the bedroom, the kitchen, the study room, and balcony. In general, these are the 3 main ones. Main door, bedroom, and stove. Stove is kitchen, is the same, because stove will be in the kitchen, right? For study room and balcony, it depends, because some house there's no balcony, some house there's no study room. So it's fine. So, but in general, these are the 3 main on the main door, bedroom, and stove. So main door, remember, I think I did mention main door actually governs wealth. Bedroom and stove governs health. So this is very important. And study room and balcony also govern wealth. Right? So these are the things you need to drill into your mind. So now, take a look at this picture. Where do you see the Sha Qi? First of all, look at this one. There's a pillar right in front of this door. Last week, we talked about a tree or a lamppost in front of the door. Remember? Now, if you haven't watched the video, go and watch, then you understand what I mean. Last week, we talked about when facing the door, you shouldn't have any obstruction. That is to say, you shouldn't see a tree or lamppost or even a pillar, okay, facing the door. So this is a no-no. Second, for this picture, you shouldn't have a beam, okay, on top of the main door. Try to avoid to have a beam. The beam, like this beam, actually is causing pressure to the main door, because main door is the wealth. We wouldn't want any pressure to the entrance of the wealth, right? Because the wealth will come through your main door. So this too is considered a Sha Qi. How about this one? Some people say, okay, due to feng shui, I need to see water. So you build this water, right? Looks good, right? Looks good, looks nice. However, just be careful. Though water is good for feng shui, I mean, to attract feng shui, because we use water to activate feng shui, right? However, you look at this part, you build at this so-called like a, I would say not a bridge, a plank across the water features. In fact, this is not a very good design. You shouldn't put water in front and then put across. To Feng Shui, this is a no-no as well. So if you want to do a water features, you just put at one side, rather than just build all these planks here, especially facing the main door. You shouldn't do this. And this one, some people say that, okay, maybe due to Feng Shui, I need to see mountain or whatever. So, or when you like to have some water fountains, you build all these structures into your house, inside your interiors, right? You can see these are quite a rocky, sharp, a lot of sharp corners. All these rocky and sharp corners, in fact, is a Sha Qi. So if you want to do Feng Shui, building something, water fountain or something within the house to build something looks nice, in fact, be careful. Anything that is a lot of sharp edges are so-called a Feng Shui, I would say, Sha Qi. Okay, try to avoid all this.
You know, William,
Yes.
I'll add here a little bit that, people are fascinated by the concept of feng shui, especially in the Western cultures. They understand, just like, they understand meditation. They think they understand meditation and yoga. They think they understand feng shui because, I think from Chinese metaphysics modalities, feng shui was one of the first modality out of the five major arts that got translated into English, just like how yoga got translated from Sanskrit and Hindi to English. So, reading a book on feng shui, people think that they're confident enough to make alterations and renovations like this. But I have seen a lot of people make wrong decisions because of incomplete knowledge and education around feng shui, especially that they somehow activate three killings, or they somehow activate the five yellow, or create structures and situations in their living spaces or in their offices that actually becomes the downfall. So my advice to those watching us on the live stream and also on the replay is to, if you have a desire to do any feng shui consultation or renovations to your home, uh, the advice and the suggestion here is to consult a practitioner who knows what they do to guide you with the right information before you, because renovations are not cheap, so you might want to take a little bit of a professional advice on that concept, because I've had some personal experiences with that. And sometimes to actually rectify the remedies, it's even more expensive.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes by building all these structures, it create more harm than good. You will never know, right?
Yeah.
So, so if you are enjoying what I'm sharing right now, okay, please do me a favor to like this video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, so they can stay updated with all the videos that we have. And do ask questions if you want to. I will try to answer the question if you have question online. If not, you can actually post a question in the Telegram, so that I can actually reply through the Telegram. Right. Now, take a look at this, another Sha Qi. Last week, we mentioned that the main door, outside the main door, we shouldn't see a down slope. We shouldn't see a down slope, because the down slope will actually, you call it the pulling nose Sha. It means that actually your qi is running out from your house. Likewise, you are seeing this thing. You're seeing the stairs facing the door, like the stairs facing the door. These have a similar Sha Qi, like the wealth is flowing out of your house. So avoid stairs from going downwards, because remember I said last week also, energies always flow from high to low. Always flow from high to low. Right. So that's to say that whatever energy in your house is from high to low from the stairs and go out of the door. So can you see these two pictures? Your wealth or whatever that is accumulating is from high to low and then go out from the house. But because this is the main door. So I try to avoid stairs facing the door. Like, take a look at this simple bedroom. Like, it looks nice in certain extent, unless you like this type of design. Some people like this type of special uh, design that it looks more ancient, more rocky, or more like those stone type. Okay, well, but I saw two very major problems over here in the internal feng shui. Right, two major. First one, we saw this three spotlight. Spotlight is shining onto the bed, especially the center one. Okay, in terms of feng shui, okay, it looks like something. It looks like people going for an surgery. You know, when you're going for surgery, the spotlight shine on you. So this is considered a bit of feng shui Sha Qi. That spotlight shine onto the bed. So try to avoid lights. You put the light maybe shoot upwards by the rebounds of the light, make the room looks brighter. It's fine, but not directly like shine onto the bed. Right. Second thing, you see there's a beam on top. Avoid beam on top of the bed. Okay. Because when you sleep, if there's this beam on top of the bed, actually you will cause you some headaches. So avoid or maybe you can feel the pressure or being suppressed that something's on top when you're sleeping now, when sleeping on the bed. So these are the things that you try to avoid: beam or spotlight onto the bed. The next one is also bedroom. Right? You see this mirror, it looks nice. People like to have a mirror. So in fact, there are people say that okay, mirror is fine, to them. Wake up, I can see, I can look straight, maybe know how it looks like, whatever. But in fact, a mirror facing the bed is a kind of Sha Qi. Mirror facing the bed is Sha Qi. Besides the thing that when you wake up, you suddenly see your face in the mirror, maybe you get a shock of people who actually haven't make up, right? But the key thing is when the mirror facing the bed, it somehow actually will cause some uneasiness as well. So avoid mirror facing the bed, be it this way or this way, right? Now, this is the bed against the window. For bed, we always like it to against wall, a concrete wall. It means support. So most of the bed we like to against wall we have a clear support. So once it's out now the window means no support. So avoid bed head against empty space or even window. Okay, avoid. Likewise, you can see this door against the bed. So what is the likely cause that will have this problem? This door is pointing towards the feet or the leg. Probably this person while sleeping at this corner, because it could be two persons sleeping at this corner, the person sleeping on this corner facing the door of the toilet door, right? Could facing some maybe leg issue, leg pain, kneecap pain, ankle pain. So you need to avoid this kind of forces that actually facing the bed facing the door. Another one is the door, right? The door facing this thing. See, like example. So again, so no door facing the bed or bed facing the door. Okay, try to avoid. For this one, people will get maybe a bit of it's upper body, right? Upper body. Maybe will get headache, cannot sleep well, insomnia, and something like that. Okay, so avoid door facing the bed. Now take a look this thing. Everything looks fine. No door facing the bed is against the wall with a very big headboard. Looks good. So what is the problem with this bedroom? This is a very big bedroom, can you imagine? Such a huge bedroom, empty space, and then with the sofa so far away. It's, I mean, if your house is so big enough, you want to knock through different walls to combine 3 bedrooms into become one big bedroom, it's fine. It's fine. But where goes wrong from this picture? You see, it's too empty, too big and too empty. Bedroom, actually, see, bedroom is supposed to be more cozy, so they have a good sleep. Right now, this is too bright, too big, too hollow. So I rather the person actually build a divider and then to separate the rooms. You can don't need to build a full wall all the way, full length wall. You can just put a divider, separate the bedroom and this sitting area. It's fine. But not as a whole. When you take a look, it's one whole big, and the bed is just one small corner, and then the all area here is empty.
I got a feeling of being lonely. Like,
Yeah.
this is so big and empty. And yes, it's like hollow. The
Mm.
feeling is like loneliness in this bed.
Loneliness, yes. If this is a living room, it's fine, but
Yeah.
not a bedroom. Okay, bedroom you want cozy, so you can sleep well. Yeah. So now we'll go to the kitchen. Right, we'll go to the kitchen. So can you see? I think in Western countries, you all like to probably you guys like to have a island. Okay, to build this island with the stove here. In terms of feng shui, we don't like stove in the center or as an island by itself. Remember, we say these are the things we talk about important. Like we say, bedroom and stove is very important for health, right? There's a bedroom, the bed you have to against the wall. Likewise, for stove in the kitchen, it's better to against the wall as well, not in the center of the kitchen. So we can see this is the center, it's a Sha Qi. Another kitchen. This is against the wall, perfect. But it's facing the sink, water sink. So in Feng Shui, this is fire and water clash, facing each other. So you don't like to see fire and water clash in the kitchen. Okay, so avoid this fire and water clash.
William, do you have this kind of style in Singapore? From
Yes,
you do? Okay, we have it here. This is like the very common structure or layout of modern homes here in United States, and it's one of the biggest, easily recognized clash. That will affect the health of the residents or the relationship of the residents as well, because it's
yes.
constantly clashing.
This happened in most of the, I would say, we call it the public housing estate, a smaller public housing estate. Okay, because with the population increasing, so our each house unit is getting smaller. Can you imagine how small it can be? A 3 bedroom flat, or we call it flat or public housing, is just probably 1,000 square feet. It's that small. A 3 bedroom,
Wow,
1,000 square feet. So
that's a
can you
small.
imagine how, if to have 3 bedroom and one living room plus 2 toilet and one kitchen? The kitchen is small. So when kitchen is small, you want to build stove and sink together, water sink. The chances is face to face or side by side. So that is the problem we are facing. A bigger house, you probably hardly see they have enough space to put different area for the sink and the stove. But in the bigger house, like those bungalow or landed, we call it landed properties, they like to do this. Like to do an Allen stove.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is another issue. You see?
I've
Yeah.
seen I've seen these in new gated community homes also, like 5,000, 10,000 square feet homes.
Mm.
I did a feng shui audit. I think this is the year, like last year, like about a year ago, for a client here who lived close by, and then they were buying another property. It was like a last minute kind of a flash sale kind of a deal, but the house needed some renovation. So they called me like a last minute, hey, our construction people, renovation people are here. We need you to come and look at the property and tell us what we need to pull out and what we need to reinstall. So I literally had to plot all the charts of all the residents and everything on the property. So that was a good one to have a consultation with people who were doing a little bit of demolition and renovation. And what I really enjoyed in that audit and consultation was that everybody believed in feng shui
Ah.
and they wanted to do the right things for the benefit of all the family members, which was it's always a pleasure to work with people who believe in certain things that they want to learn and then they want to embrace that knowledge for their well-being. So that's a joy.
Yeah. I think likewise in Singapore and Malaysia, there are a lot of people like to know about feng shui. They know a little bit of feng shui that water and fire cannot face each other. But
Mhm.
due to the space restriction, they have no choice to build in that way. Or even the stove and the sin is side by side, like this
Mm.
picture. Now this is stove and this is a sin. It's quite restricted space. No choice right now. For the earlier one, for this type of phasing, there's not much thing we can do unless you really have to move the scene to another place. Sad to say, right? But for this, there's one very simple technique to mitigate the water and fire side by side.
Flash,
Very
yeah.
simple. Yeah. So maybe I'll just give you a little tips on here. If you do have fire and water side by side, what can you do to mitigate this water and fire so-called clashing? Simple. Best if this is a gap of 3 feet and
Yeah.
above. Best, 3 feet and above. Yeah. If it's not, what you need to do to put a plant here, a live plant, a small one. Not don't need to be very big one, a big branch, or just a very small live plant this size is good enough. Live plant. Okay. Then why is a live plant? Because this is water,
Mhm.
this is fire. When you put a plant into Chinese metaphysics, water will produce wood. Plant is wood, and wood will produce fire. So this wood or this plant is a mitigator. Simple as that. So or mediator is a mediator. So we put a plant here is to mitigate the water clash with the fire. So that's a
I
very
love
simple thing.
I love your explanation of wood being the mediator rather than mitigator.
Yes, mediator is better.
Yeah, that's very nice, because the clash can be in any form or fashion, right? It could be a health clash or a verbal clash or personality clash. You don't know how it would surface unless you know the charts of all the residents, right? The people living in the house. So the mediator is an important role for somebody to have.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, some more picture about the stove. See, when we talk about stove, remember just now I was saying stove, it's just like the bed. You cannot face or cannot against the window. The bed head you cannot against window. Likewise for stove as well. You need to have a wall. So this is against the window. This is against the window. So again, no support. I mean, beside the fact that if it's against the window, when you open the window and if there's a fire, it might be just being blown off, okay, out of the gust of the wind. You will never know, right? And then this causing a hazard. Beside that, it is a feng shui. We call it the Sha Qi. So try to avoid building the stove, okay, against the window.
So, like a fire hazard, we have a feng shui hazard right here.
Yes, exactly. Now, you see, just now we said we don't like door facing the bed. Likewise, we don't like the stove facing the door as well. So door is a very important structure in the house, right? You will see a lot of doors. So we cannot let the door facing a bed. We cannot let the door facing the stove. And we don't like the door, in front of the door, to have something blocking in the center, like a pillar, a tree, or lamppost. It's the same theory, right? So avoid door facing the stove. Whether it's the kitchen door or the pathway to the kitchen, okay, then you can see the stove. So avoid all these things. Now, again, avoid kitchen in the center of the house. We don't like kitchen to be in the center of the house in terms of feng shui aspect. We also don't like toilet in the center of house in the feng shui aspect. Okay, so these are two which we don't want it to be in the center. But you know, nowadays the design of the house, especially in Singapore, most of the condo, all right, most of the condo, we have two toilet. One is a master bedroom toilet, which is fine, is at one corner. But the common toilet, apparently, it is always in the center of the house because of the layout of the building and the so-called the size of the unit is getting smaller. So the common toilet is always in the center of the house. So that is a sad thing. Most of the condo are built in this way. Yeah, yeah. So again, if you have a chance to build your own house, avoid toilet or kitchen in the center of the house. Okay. Now, this last week I think I mentioned about door against door. There's one picture I talk about external Sha Qi is the door facing the lift. Okay, if we try back on the last week videos, door facing the lift is no good. You're blocking your Sha Qi. I also mentioned how far is far if door facing door is okay. How far is far? About 3 feet. Oh no, not 3 feet. 3 meters, not 3 feet. 3 meters away is fine. Less than 1 meter, you have to worry if it's too near. Or if it's too near. So you look at this picture. These two bedroom, the door facing each other, probably is less than 2 meter. Or it could be only 1 meter apart. So this door against this door is actually a Sha Qi. Then you say, how about this door and this door? Okay, this is very far, remember? More than 3 meters. It's fine. It's fine. But this is not fine. These two. Likewise, you see, there's this door against door. Right? These two doors. So it's a no-no. But this door and this door is fine. It's very far. Because there's a very big area, we call it the bright hall. This is the bright hall. When you enter the house, this is the bright hall. So we have a very big bright hall, which is able to gather all the chi here. Whereby there's to say that the door against door is not a problem. But over here is too small to have a chi gather. Too small area for the chi to gather. So this door against door is a Sha Qi. Okay. Now, let's take a look at this house. This is very nice house. Very nice house from outer look. Let's look at the interior. Can you point out to me how many mistakes are there or how many Sha Qi are there in this house? I'll give you a couple of minutes to take a look. Okay. Whoever watching live or people watching the replay, I'll give you a couple of minutes before I point out the mistakes. Okay. Take a close look. It's a little bit small. You might need to zoom in. Okay, you might need to zoom in and then tell me exactly where goes wrong later. So I'll give you maybe 1 to 2 minutes of the time to take a look.
William, it's interesting that you are sharing this as an example, because there's so much to look into this in this floor plan. Uh,
Yeah,
and it's a two-story floor plan, so you've
two
got the
story. Yes,
bottom garage. We
correct.
we call it first floor here, but in some parts of the world it's called the ground floor, right?
Yes,
And then
in Malaysia,
then
usually ground floor. Yeah, and
yeah,
then the
so
first floor.
here we don't call it ground floor. So we have, in some parts of United States, we have a basement, which is like underground. you know.
Ah,
And then we have first floor, which is like technically the ground floor. And then you have first floor, second floor. But here, ground floor is first floor and then second floor. So if this is a two-story house, level one, level two. Um, I also wanted to say that don't know if there are certain rules. You were talking about the doors, like how far apart they need
mm.
to be not considered as Sha Qi, especially if they're facing each other. Like you said, minimum 3 meters, right?
3 meters apart.
Yeah. So if they are, like, let's say 1 meter apart and they're facing each other, then that's considered shachi.
Yes,
So one, for those of us who are not meter people, they are like inches people or feet, so that's like approximately 1 meter is like about 3.2 feet.
yes. 1 meter is about 3 feet.
3 feet, right? So
Mm.
according to the American Disability Act, to take care of like people with disabilities or a potential of a disability, for a resident in a house, you have to have minimum 3 feet wide hallway. So usually, I've also seen in some pre-built townhomes, not townhomes are landed property, but they don't have, like, they might have shared walls, so they're like units like that, or they might not have a backyard or front yard or something, so they're called townhomes. I've seen in those townhomes, when I've gone and I've done some feng shui audits there, that they're very tight, and they do have certain doors that are like facing each other, but they're
Mm.
only 3 feet wide. So that's the shachi. There's nothing you can do, because most people are renting the property, so they can't renovate and stuff.
Yes,
So I
yeah.
see I see issues there, with the doors and the stove right there. Or is that a bathroom in the center?
Yes. Okay, let's look at the ground floor or the first floor, right? First floor. So look at the outside picture. There's these 4 steps to the door. So
Correct.
last week I mentioned that if there's a steps or too many steps at the door, is considered as a pulling no shot, right? Uh, 2 steps is fine. 1 step to 2 step is fine. 3 step maybe okay. 4 and above, we try to avoid 4 and above steps. So down here at about 4 steps. So if you can become 2 steps, okay, right? Now, next thing you can see this stairways to the second floor is facing the door. And when you want to walk into the living room, you need to pass through a very narrow space, and over here come to here. In feng shui, you always like to, once you enter the door, or you see a bright hall like this.
Yeah,
Bright
bright
hall.
hall is missing. Yeah.
This is a bright hall, we call it. When you go in the house, you see a bright hall. You don't want to see a narrow path from the door. So this is a very narrow path going inside to the living room, which is, I won't say it's a Sha Qi, which is actually obstructing the Sha, obstructing the wealth Qi to flow, obstructing. So you cannot, that means when the Qi energy going to enter your house, there's no way it can actually circulate to bring wealth. You are actually being obstructed here and there. Like imagine you walk in a maze, you are being blocked here and there. So it's I would say blocking the wealth Qi. Now then you can see this is a kitchen. This should be the stove. This should be the basin. The stove and basin, fire clash. Water fire clash. So this again is one of the major issue. Right? You can see this toilet is here. It's almost in the center of the house. There's this toilet almost in the center of the house. Okay. So I think that is the part on this so-called the um, first floor. Let's go to the upper floor. Upper floor. When you go in the upper floor, you realize that this is the sliding door facing the bed, the master bedroom. This is the master bedroom. This is the master bedroom toilet with the we call it what do we call this? Something out.
Like a walk-in closet and a tub, right?
No,
That's
this is the bathtub. This is the bathtub. Yeah,
tub. Yes.
this is the bathtub. So this is a walking-in bathtub. The door is facing the bed.
The bed.
No, the door is this is the basin, uh, uh, but the door is facing the bed, so it's not a good sign, right? Not a good sign. And I'm not sure that these two panel of the so-called like windows. Luckily, this bed is against the wall. Okay, it's not onto the windows, so maybe still fine. But this door is facing the bed, which is no good. Then you have again a toilet, a common toilet in the center to serve these two unit, right? What is the problem with these two bed? This is the window. Half
So
of the bed is against the window.
correct. Yes.
Likewise, half of this bed is against the window. You ask me, how about this door, the cabinet door? Okay, cabinet door is fine sometimes because sometimes due to space restriction, you can't do anything. So cabinet door is still fine, but not the main door of the room. The main door of the room is more because all doors we are talking about the chi flow. We want the chi to go into the house through all the doors, through all the doors. So the door is more important than the wardrobe door. Wardrobe door is fine because it's dead end. Okay, so this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. So this wardrobe facing this bed is also fine. It's just that this bed is half of the bed, this two bed is against the window, which we don't like to see that. So this is the problem for most of the house. I mean, if you're going to build in this way, so these are the Sha Qi you can see. Yeah. So I think this is the last slide for now for talking about the interior Sha Qi, right? Interior Sha Qi. So from last week and this week, I've covered both external Sha Qi and internal Sha Qi in a glance. So if you have further question about whether is it a Sha Qi or not, you can actually post into the Telegram. If I have the time, I will take a look and answer your questions, right? And tomorrow, if you know about we call it the seasons, or tomorrow is actually we call it the winter solstice. Okay, tomorrow 21st of December is winter solstice. To winter solstice in China tradition is actually a new year. It's very important seasons. Okay, in traditional Chinese. Even in Singapore and Malaysia, we do celebrate so-called the winter solstice. So what do we do with this winter solstice? We will eat those dumplings. Very nice. It's a kind of dessert. Dumplings, very nice dessert. So the family will sit together, gather together to eat the dessert dumplings. So during this, we call it the winter solstice. So uh, enjoy the winter solstice. If you want to know about more about winter solstice, just go and Google what is it all about and what in the Chinese tradition what we are eating. And at the same time, before I pass back to Gagan, and the Christmas is coming, and the New Year is coming as well, and probably this will be our last so-called live stream, right? Gagan, this will be the last live stream. Then we'll take a break before we kickstart again in January. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much, William. I appreciate it. It was a very interesting last two sessions on Feng Shui. Very exciting information, great tips to look at from Feng Shui tips from a glance perspective. You know, whether you want to kind of do a little audit yourself of your floor plan or your interiors and exteriors and kind of see where you need help. And yes, this is going to be the last live stream as a group that we're going to be doing for 2024. And we will come back to do our kickstarts in January. And we've got some exciting news and a lot of work behind the scenes that we will still be doing during the holiday break. But I know you are going to Vietnam and enjoying a family vacation there. And I know you will be sharing and taking some pictures related to Feng Shui because that's a fascinating concept that you have. Qigong and Feng Shui are your two main that you go on your spiritual retreats and on your family vacations that you're always interested to bring back information. So we will be looking forward to those videos and those pictures that you're going to bring us back from Vietnam. So
Yes.
with further ado, I want to say, how many people do the viewers, those who are watching this, believe that we could add value to? If you can share and ask questions and give us feedback as to how can we improve, we will really appreciate it. I have one video coming up that I will hopefully record soon to post that has to be that is about the overview of 2024 as to what all we have accomplished as a group at a professional level, at a personal level. So I have that coming up that I hope I'll be able to record and post soon. So keep an eye on that. But again, one last time, I would encourage everybody to scan the QR code and come hang out with us in the Telegram channel. Like William says, if you are watching this as a replay and you have questions and you say, oh my gosh, this is what my floor plan looks like, and I have, let's say, southwest sector of my floor plan missing. What does that mean? Or I have doors here. What can I do? We will be more than happy to respond in the Telegram group and share some information to the best of our abilities. But if you want to book your consultations for 2025, which is the snake year, here is a QR code for you to book consultations for annual readings, because Feng Shui and your readings, your birth chart reading analysis, they go hand in hand. You cannot do a full Feng Shui audit and consultations without knowing the birth charts of the residents who are going to live in that property or use the space that you are asking for a Feng Shui consultation. So I also would love to share the QR code for Feng Shui consultation and audit for William. So here is that. If you want to book a consultation and figure that out, that will be a great start for 2025. And of course, we have launched our 2025 Achievers Guide. So anybody who does the bookings for their annual readings or Feng Shui audit or any other bundles that we have for our services, we will be giving the Achievers Guide as a bonus to those people. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, William, Armin, and Kenny, and Jake earlier, who were a part of our live streams regularly because they are traveling. And Jake just got back from Cambodia and he's still under jet lag. But we all, from all of us, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Please be safe, enjoy your family, enjoy each other, and we will see you next year in January. Have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been an amazing 2024. We have done some great live streams and videos for you all to enjoy, and we will be seeing you next year. Have a great evening. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.